drone just drilled this tree.
Sorry, little buddy. Whoa, hair's looking a little Amazon delivery. Both of these very relevant for the video. This is my Amazon antidote. Simple rule I have for my life. If I think of something I need, let's use an example here. Brushing your teeth, you're almost out of toothpaste. I need toothpaste. Normally, in the past, I would be like, I get it next time at the store. I'll do this, I'll do that. Usually it gets pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, and what happens? I don't have toothpaste. Yuck. What I do now, the Amazon antidote, I just purchase it immediately on Amazon. That's how I roll. And guess what? I get shit when I need it. It's really an antidote for putting off procrastination in any form. Anyway, that's to say, 2 things running low in this household. Creatine is almost gone. So what do? We Amazon it. Next, and honestly, way more important, running shoes. Simple hack here for your running shoes. Number 1, just throw your shoes into your Strava. Set them as your default for running. It'll log your shoes as your shoes every time you run. Keeps track of the miles on them. I'll throw mine on the screen here. I actually haven't looked, honestly, before this. So this is really like, I'm going all on feel here. But I have a feeling they have like around 300 miles in them, maybe more. And so it's definitely just time for new shoes. If you've been watching my videos, you know what I run in. Saucony Kinvaras are my go-tos, and I've actually been wearing the, I mean, dude, the worst way to open a bag ever. Just open it at the top. The box is it's all kind of foot up. So I've been wearing Saucony Kinvaras since 2019. I got my first pair, the Kinvara 10s. I ran a 252 marathon in my Saucony Kinvara 10s. No carbon plate back then. Just went with the everyday runners for the marathon, which shows how little I knew. I've probably had 6-7 pairs of the Kinvara 14s. I've just been ordering on Amazon, and that's how I roll. Is I just get the older model of these shoes on Amazon, and they're like for cheap. Whatever the cheapest color is, I usually get. I'm not super picky. And they're usually around like $70, which is great. I splurged and I got the Kinvara 15s, the new model. And it's actually not the new model. They have the 16s out now. So this is actually a year old, but I have never used them. And check out the colorway, kind of cool. Look at that, let's fucking go. So 10-mile run is on the agenda today. We had a charity 5K this morning that I just walked with Katie and some friends. Our friend Sammy put that on. Donor Dash, Denver, amazing event. She did an amazing job. And I woke up early for that and just very tired. So all that to say, my left calf has been sore for like the last week. I mean, literally since a week ago, last Saturday, I did a really hard speed workout. I actually have some clips of that I will throw up right now. Sweet workout. I did 4x800, 4x400, and went fast, went hard and fast. And it was a great workout, but I mean, my calves were destroyed the day after. And then on Monday, playing a basketball league with some buddies every Monday. And basketball, obviously, basketball, using your calves a lot, jumping, sprinting, accelerating and decelerating. And so I just feel like, and then, some hard trail runs this week. I feel like just my calves have been on running on empty. All that to say, I don't know what today's going to look like. I really, really don't know. And I'm debating, I was debating even running. I do think it's worthwhile to just get out there, strap up the shoes, go at a nice, easy pace. I mean, I've been on trails almost all week. So just a nice, easy road effort and see how it goes. Pretty much my calf has been sore on every run that I've had this week. And I'm planning a pretty big effort on Wednesday, 32 miles. So I just want to, keep that in mind. All that to say, I'm preparing as if I'm running 10 miles and I'm totally no expectations. We're just going to really, really see how it goes. But with that being said, I want to, I'll just show what I'm making to eat. I'm going to chill. I might even take a nap right now, but I'm going to chill for probably 90 minutes to 2 hours. So this is a 2 hour before meal. I do get probably one of the most common questions I get asked is what I eat pre-run. And I say do what works for you. Of course, you got to figure out what works for you, but keep it very, very simple. Things I absolutely stay away from are spicy foods and especially chipotle peppers. So anything chipotle, I do not fuck with before I run. It gives me really bad, heartburn, gastric, I was about to say gastric bypass. That is not what I meant at all. I'll Google it. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm looking at maybe 80, 100 grams of carbs, 30 grams of protein. Very, very simple. So we're going to get that done right here in a easy to make meal. So all we're whipping with today is Katie and I had Indian food the other night. So we have a bunch of leftover. Can you see that? Bam. Balsami rice, Indian rice. And then, very simple, rice and eggs. A little olive oil never hurt anybody. Oh my fuck. I accidentally dumped the entire rice in there, so I'm just gonna have to do a little bit of this. Okay. God, fuck! God damn it! Absolute shit show. What's going on? All right. Focus. All right. Bam. Bang, bang. Bam. Sauce choice. This is my go-to sauce because it is delicious. All right, so gonna eat this, kick my feet up, and just chill for a little bit. And like I said, just kind of give it a run here. If the calf isn't up to task today, that's okay. That's part of being in this off-season period. Is there's no need for me right now to push it and go run 10 miles if it's gonna fuck up my calf. So especially with the big day on Wednesday, gonna run 32 miles. I just kind of need to keep it feeling good today, and that's the aim. So we'll see. But let's eat this, and I'm watching Tour de France right now. Yeah, I'm super into it lately. Watched the Netflix doc, and it is just so dope. Watched the Lance Armstrong doc. I'm pretty all in on cycling right now. Might start just biking full time. But yeah, anyway, chilling. So 10 miles, right on the edge of, for me, you probably want to have some sort of fuel source for that time. But like I said, right on the edge. And if you know me, You know, I really don't like, I really don't like carrying things when I run, which includes a bottle. I'm mixing up 50 grams of carbohydrates to drink before I run. I'm going to take this down as quickly as I can, probably in the next 10 minutes. Accomplishes a few things for me. Number one, of course, you're getting carbohydrates, electrolytes, and fluid in for what's going to be a warm 10-mile run. And number two is getting used to running with stuff that I ingested recently. In other words, a lot of fluid going into my belly, which is a great thing to train for race day when you're taking in a lot of fluid, hopefully to stay on top of your nutrition. So it's all good stuff, but I'll call it a preload of carbs, electrolytes, fluid, and then all I will take with me on this run is one goo to take halfway. That's the end of the sentence. Sometimes you just need to sit, you know? I think I run some fast marathon times. I take breaks on these runs all the time. So don't be afraid to take a break. It's all good. Yum. Just over halfway, about 5.25 miles. Everything feels good. Still have like a light pinch in like my left calf Achilles tendon, especially when I'm going uphill. This has been a little hilly run. Downhill, flat, all good. So I'll just keep an eye on it, but I am 5 miles from home, so I kind of got to run 5 more miles or call an Uber. Running is so cool because it brings back a ton of memories. Being back here, I remember a training run, 18 miles, dead of winter, ran after work, so a full work day on a Friday. I remember finishing in the dark, and that was the last time I was back in this area, which is kind of funny. It's cool to go to these random places and have experiences that you're proud of. Just a, I don't know, unique feeling. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to running here because I wanna go home, eat, and talk about recovery. Hey, 10.02 miles, hour 28, 8:50 pace. Felt pretty good. Calf hung in there. Didn't feel great, so we're gonna go see how it's doing, but glad I went, tested it out, and it, no sharp pains or anything, so all good. Let's go inside. Thinking now about recovery, and I've spent the last couple days trying to decide how I want to talk about recovery and what I do to recover on a daily basis. And more than anything, I want to keep this very simple, very practical, so you can use this stuff every day to recover as best you can. all that to say, I think there's some really sexy recovery stuff out there, and I'm not saying it doesn't work. I use it. I own a lot of these products. However, I don't use them every day, and I don't think they're the most practical thing, and frankly, the first principles you should be using to recover. To keep this very, very simple, first and foremost, and I say this all the time, I know you've heard this from me quite a bit, but it's because it's so impactful to me, is immediately following your run, your workout, get a good stretch in. Stretch every muscle, 2 to 3 sets per muscle group, about 30 seconds per stretch each side, of course. I cannot tell you how impactful this habit has been for me, going from running most every day and feeling worn down, sore, random aches and pains, having to take 2-3 miles on every run just to feel decent, to now I feel great every day walking around, no pains, not a lot of stiffness, just in general feel really, really great. And the only thing I've changed in that period is stretching consistently for 10 to 15 minutes after I run. It's been a game changer for me. Next, and again, very simple, get your carbohydrates, electrolytes, fluids, and protein in as quickly as you can after you run. Pack a bottle with whatever you need in there to recover and get that in your body as quickly as possible. Thinking about it, you burn, however many calories on a run. For me, it's about 500 to 1,000 calories on just about every run. That needs to get back in your body. I heard a really, really great triathlete, one of those Norwegian guys, but like the dudes who kill it, right? And he was talking about how important it is to get back what you lose as quickly as possible, and having an equilibrium or even a small excess of calories prior to going to bed, where all of that recovery and all of that rebuilding happens. And he just talked about the deleterious effects of going to bed with a calorie deficit night after night because you're not eating enough and your body just doesn't have the raw materials to recover. So get that back in. That kind of rolls into my next 2 points, which are number 1, eat great food before and after your run, and make sure you're getting the calories back that you need on a daily basis. Especially if you're in a marathon training block, you're burning a ton of calories day after day after day. Trust me, it catches up with you. For me, that takes the form of just getting sick. I get a really nasty cold, flu-like symptoms from a consistent calorie deficit. I've had that pop up 3, 4, 5 times throughout the course of a 16-week marathon training block, which you can imagine how negative that is towards your trying to improve your fitness. So get your calories back in the form of good whole foods that you're taking in both immediately after your run, like I just said, and then in the hours following your run. That goes for fluids as well. Get hydrated as quickly as possible. And then last thing, again, these are very practical, these are very simple, but get a good night's sleep. Sleep is where all the magic happens, where you recover, where your body gets back to where it needs to be. And if you are constantly shortchanging your sleep, it's gonna catch up with you over time. It's okay to have a couple nights of not great sleep, but I think in general, 8+ hours, if you can, that's where the magic happens. Those are my practical recovery tips. Again, not super sexy, but I wanted to keep it real and very simple for things you can implement today that are going to lead to the much more significant gains in recovery versus the Normatex, versus all of the things that I said previously, the sexy items that maybe add, 0.5, 1%, which can be significant, but when you're really just looking for the meat and potatoes, those 4 things, they're gonna get you right. That's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. We got a fun one coming up next. Today is Tuesday. I'm getting on a red-eye flight tonight to New York City to run around Manhattan tomorrow. I'm psyched. I haven't really told hardly anybody about it, so it's gonna be fun, I hope. Speaking of sleep, I don't know that I'm sleeping much tonight before this run, but it should be fun. So next video is the run around Manhattan. Should be really cool. Just something I've always wanted to do. So I said, fuck it, let's send it. And that's exactly what we're doing. Until then, holla!